concept car helps us push the boundaries of what might be possible. Without that sort of shooting for the moon, I don't think we'd ever see the progression we see.
We're following the design process and the engineering process of the manifesto car for Polestar, and we're following it all the way through all the ups and downs and blood, sweat and tears and what we experience until the finished product. The aim is always to do something that is far enough out there to be inspiring, but at the same time realistic enough so you don't disappoint when the real thing then hits the road. We set out to do a real car from the start. You're so close to reality that people can see themselves in this car, in this object, interacting with it. And that's our skill, to take that step, to inspire people to what the future may hold for them, but not lose them by being a designer's dream that is not realistic.
So what we're trying to do here, we introduced in the precept, and we're just trying to bring that into production, which is
a bit challenging. And the customer should feel, oh, I want it. And they should feel that this is something completely new that they have never seen before. And that's what we aim for.
When we get our first sort of surfaces or sketches from the design team, we take them and look at how we might be able to make them. Do they do what we want them to do? So it's not got to look good, only look good. It's actually got to function and do what we want it to do. So that could be such as comfort or something like that. Or it might have to work from a safety point of view. So we have to take their sketch and see, can we actually make it do all those things? The team have gone further than most concept cars would in trying to deliver something that we can realise.
For me, this is the dream scenario. When you don't have anything, it's just super flashy and it's almost like an iPhone, you just have this really nice line. This door has to be able to open, and then you add a door handle that works, and that needs to work. Then all of a sudden you see the radius and the gaps, they start to get bigger and bigger. And this is something that we, from the beginning, we fight to make sure it ends up like that.
This car is setting up the future of Polestar as a brand and as a design language for the brand from here onwards. And it also looked at new parameters in the way how we design cars and industrial products in general.
My biggest inspiration, it comes from airplanes. You look at them and when you walk around, they almost look like they're flying already.
We're following the design process and the engineering process of the manifesto car for Polestar, and we're following it all the way through all the ups and downs and blood, sweat and tears and what we experience until the finished product.
But when we first started this project, as you know, we did the precept, and that was sort of our goal, to get as close as the precept. Hey Matt, do you know how much we're putting on the clay?
Like 20 millimeters to the mouth.
Yeah.
When they're designing something, this is a very quick way of doing changes, not like doing it in wood, clay in the automotive businesses.
It's a quick process to see a different model, basically. A different outlook on the model.
When we sketch something, then we put it into a 3D, environment in the computer, and then it gets smelled. Then you really see what this looks like.
The best part is when it comes off the mill and it's finished, and we can do what we're supposed to be doing, modeling the car.
So, any thoughts on what you want to do? What you'd like to change?
I want to go around a little bit first, if you don't mind, and then I can
Evaluate what you need to do.
I mean, this car has already a lot of sculpture. You know, you look at it on the body side, how this sort of body side blends into the rear end. But I still want to get more out of it. So you know, you really have the stance of this luxury but sporty car. Again, you do changes. Man, usually sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 2 months, because we also have to get technical input. And then after that, we mail it again, and things might not work. We change on the computer, and then again, we do this sort of thing again.
I'm still a child. We were playing with clay. Yeah. Like a little kid in a sandbox with Tonka trucks.
Speak for yourself, chap.
It's a magical spark that is so embedded in the core of the human being that really allows you to come up with ideas that you have never seen before. Or what design does, it allows you to bring this idea to life. The exterior designer really, you know, it's all about the big picture. At the beginning of the process, I don't look at cars at all, because if you do that, you're sort of locking yourself into a corner. My inspiration comes from products, you know, like a radio, like a camera. I look at the architecture, airplanes. For me, airplanes are a big inspiration. They have this vision, and if I'm not delivering this vision, they're gonna tell me, you know, I'm sorry, but you have to push more the envelope, and you have to be able to visualize the future. Which really allowed us to the front to get a slimmer, or, you know, not so tall graphic towards the end. We really try to minimize the height, and we really try to pack everything in one area. So I think that works really, really well.
So what I said Marcus should talk to you about is tilting the rear face of the lamp rearwards, so to have it pretty much flush with the surface.
Yeah, but it will be easier to connect since this split is here with all this and all the things on the inside will complicate, and we will be punished with the tolerances.
There's definitely a lot of things that we still need to solve, and I first started by hand because I want these lines to have a certain feeling, and for me that's something that I cannot do in the computer. I have to do it by hand. For this project, we also wanted to have something very elegant, but also something that has a certain speed. So for me, the shark had this sort of a feeling. You know, with one line, you can sort of describe, you know, what the shark looks like. All of the things that I see here, you know, they're sort of like almost very airplane-like as well. So the lowest part and the further part of the nose is sort of this kind of like bone structure. You have this section here and then here. And that's what we call this shark nose. Probably the rear end is the one that I'm the most proud of. We have this really nice sort of arrow blade light, something that, you know, I have never seen before. What we got to the precept, I mean, it's very, very close. You know, from the sketching or the idea to the concept, and then now from the concept to the production, I think, you know, we are very, very close to that idea.